Hello everyone and welcome back to Nishma's Edu Launch. In today's class, we will be discussing about various methods of estimating working capital requirement. There are almost 6 methods of estimating working capital. So they are listed as follows. Percentage of sales method, regression analysis method, cash forecasting method, operating cycle method, projected balance sheet method, adjusted profit and loss account method. Of these, operating cycle method is the most important method of estimating working capital requirement. And we have various types of questions to do in operating cycle method. So we will be discussing one by one in this channel. So please stick on to my channel for more updates. So let us not waste any more time and get doing a problem on operating cycle method. So this is the problem. Let us read it out. A pro forma cost sheet of ABC Limited provides the following information. Particulars: amount, raw materials rupees 80, labor 30, overhead 60, total cost 170, profit 30, sales 200. Additional information: raw materials are in stock on an average of 1 month, work in progress an average of half month, finished goods are in stock for 1 month, credit allowed by suppliers is 1 month, credit allowed to customers is 2 months, lag in payment of wages is 1.5 weeks, lag in payment of overhead expense is 1 month, 1/4 of output is sold for cash. Cash in hand rupees 25,000, output produced 1,04,000 units. You may assume that production is carried out evenly throughout the year. Wages and overhead accrue similarly and period of 4 weeks is equivalent to 1 month. Calculate working capital. So this is a typical question. Now let us analyze the question in detail. Here you are given the cost sheet of ABC Limited and it says the components of cost and the total cost it is 170, and when you add profit you get the selling price per unit is 200. Alright, now the additional information: raw materials are in stock on an average of 1 month. What does this 1 month represent? It is the conversion period of raw materials. Alright, in the previous video we have did the calculation of conversion period. In this question it is given already, so you need not calculate it again. Alright, in this type of questions the conversion period will be given already, so you need not calculate it again. Alright, so here this half month, 1 month, 1 month, everything represents the conversion period of the current assets and current liabilities. Alright, now it's given work in progress, it's half month, finished goods, everything here everything is given in months except for this one thing, lag in the payment of wages. It is given in weeks, 1.5 weeks. Okay, further everything work in progress, finished goods, debtors, everything they are given in terms of month except for the wage payment. Alright, so it is given 1.5 weeks. Also in the question it is said that period of 4 weeks is equivalent to 1 month. You know that 1 month is 4 weeks. When you are doing this type of question, make sure that you do all the calculations uniformly. That is, in respect of period, you must be uniform. If you are taking months, you should take that month calculation for every item in the calculation of working capital. If you are taking weeks, you must calculate the value of everything in weeks. If you are taking in days, you have to calculate every components in terms of days. That's it. So here two measurements are given, one in the terms of month and other in terms of week, and also you are provided the information 4 weeks is equivalent to 1 month. So I think since here this again conversion is not possible, 1.5 weeks you cannot convert it into a month, so you can calculate every items in terms of weeks. Alright, so 1 month will be equivalent to 4 weeks, and in the case of 2 months, how much it will be? It will be 8 weeks. That is 4 plus 4. 1 month is 4 weeks, right? So 2 months will be how much? 4 plus 4. That will be 8 weeks. Then if you are taking half a month means half of 1 month. That is 2 weeks. 1 month is 4 weeks. Then half a month will be 2 weeks. That is quite simple. So two things you have to note here is the conversion period is already given, so you need not convert it, you need not find it out again. And the second thing is the calculation will be made in terms of weeks. All right, weeks. Now the third thing that you have to note here is work in progress. What is work in progress? At the time of calculation of working capital, some goods are yet to be completed. Okay, so the processing is going on and it's not converted into finished goods. So that is what is known as work in progress or work in process. Anything, it means the same. All right, so with respect to the calculation of working progress, you have to make an assumption that if nothing is mentioned in the question, you have to make the assumption that work in progress makes use of all these components, right? Raw materials, labor and overhead. So for work in progress, you have to assume that material consumed is 100%, labor it is 50% and overhead is 50%. If nothing is mentioned in the question about work in progress. All right, so this is the assumption that you will make, okay, in the case of work in progress. So when you are calculating the work in progress value, you have to multiply each component into its price, and for materials you have to take the 100% of it, and for labor you have to take 50%, and for overhead you have to take 50%. All right, you will get more idea when we start doing the problem. So we have discussed all the major areas in the problem. Now let us quickly go on to the solution. So we are going to the solution part of the question. Here I have drawn the statement showing a working capital requirement. I have completed the calculation of total current assets. So let us discuss it one by one. First of all, we are starting off with raw materials, and raw materials, it is kept in stock for 4 weeks. It was said in the question, or for 1 month. All right. So I told you I am taking it uniformly. So I am calculating all the items in terms of weeks. All right. So here raw materials, it's kept in stock for 4 weeks, and the total output was for 1,04,000, and per unit cost of raw materials was rupees 80. So you just have to multiply it, number of output into per unit cost into period the item is kept in stock. That was 4 by 52 or 4 weeks. Alright, so you multiply it and you get 6,40,000. Alright, so this refers to what? Closing stock of raw materials. When you're considering closing stock, you have 3 components in it. One is raw materials, then the next one is finished goods, then the third one is work in progress. So when you're considering closing stock, you have to consider all these 3 components, which is raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. Alright, so the first part is over, raw materials part is over. Now the next one is what? Work in progress. Alright, so these 3 things constitute what? Closing stock. Alright, closing stock in current asset. Raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. Alright, now coming to work in progress, it is kept in stock for half a month. Half a month is equivalent to 2 weeks. Alright, 2 weeks. So there is a general rule with regard to work in progress, that is, you have to, if nothing is mentioned in the question, you have to consider that raw materials consumption is 100%, labor consumption is 50%, and overhead consumption it is 50%. Alright, this is the general rule that applies with respect to work in progress. So for raw materials, you have to take the 100%. So number of outputs produced into per unit cost, which is 80, into 2 by 52, that is half month. Alright, so you get 3,20,000. Then for labor, you have the total number of output produced into per unit cost. It was 30 given in the question. Then into 2 by 52, that is 2 weeks. Then you have to find 50% of that as per the rule. Okay, 50% of that. Then you will get 60,000 rupees for labor. Now overhead, again you have to calculate the 50%. So 1,04,000, that is the number of outputs, into per unit cost. Per unit cost of overhead is 60. So 60 into 2 by 52, and you take the 50% of it and you get 1,20,000. For work in progress and finished goods, you have to show the split up like this. Okay, in each of these cases, you will have raw materials, labor and overhead. Same in the case of finished goods, you have raw materials, labor and overhead. You have to calculate each of them separately. Alright, that is a part where students make a mistake. So all these things has to be found out separately for work in progress as well as for finished goods. Alright, so you have to take the total and you'll get a total of 5 lakh with respect to what? With respect to work in progress. Alright, I hope that much is clear to you. Now moving over to finished goods. Finished goods are kept in stock for a period of 4 weeks. Alright, 4 weeks. So raw materials, same procedure repeat. 1,04,000 into 80, that is per unit cost, into 4 by 52. You will get 6,40,000 rupees. Now coming to labor, you have the output and the per unit cost, and it is kept for 4 weeks. So into 4 by 52. Then you will get 2,40,000. Same in the case of overhead. 1,04,000 into per unit cost, which is 60 into 4 by 52. You get 4,80,000. You have to add all these up and you will get a total of 13,60,000. With respect to what? With respect to finished goods. So the level of finished goods is 13,60,000 and work in progress is 5 lakh. Alright, now moving to the next item in current asset, which is your debtors. There you have some calculation. If you have note down the question, please take a look at that. You can see that 1/4 of the output produced are sold for cash. Alright, so the total amount of output produced was 1,04,000. Right, so out of this, 1/4 of this output is sold for cash, that is cash sales. Okay, debtors don't involve cash sales in it. They only consider credit sale. Right, when you have credit sale, only debtors arises. So you need not consider the cash sales. So you have to deduct the amount of cash sales in order to find the credit sales. Right, so 1,04,000 is the total amount of output produced. Out of that, 1/4 is cash sales. Right, so you have to find 1/4 of it. So you get 26,000. It represents what? The units sold for cash. Units sold for cash. So in order to find the level of output sold for credit, you have to subtract 26,000 from 1,04,000. Then you will get this 78,000 units. Alright, so have you got this? 78,000? 1,04,000 minus 26,000. That is the level of goods sold for cash. So you have to deduct this and you will get 70,000, which is the level of output that is sold for credit. Alright, now another thing that must be noted while calculating the value of debtors is you have to consider the cost. That is the cost, total cost or cost of sales, whatever it may be, both are same. Cost of sales and total cost is same. So when you're calculating debtors, if it is not said in the question, you have to calculate it on the basis of total cost or cost of sales. So in the question, the total cost was given to be 170 and you add a profit of 30 rupees, then you get a final selling price of 200 rupees. Alright, you must not calculate debtors on the basis of selling price. That must be noted. You must calculate debtors on the basis of total cost or total cost of sales. Alright, so the cost of sales or total cost, let us consider it as total cost. So total cost is how much rupees? 170 rupees. So you have to multiply 78,000, that is the level of output, into cost of sales or total cost. Then into debtors have a conversion period of 8 weeks or 2 months. 2 months is given in the question, so I converted into weeks. So it became 8 weeks. Alright, so you have to multiply it with 8 by 52. Then you will get a total of 20,40,000 rupees as a value of your debtors. Alright, now that is about the debtors part. Now in the question it was given the firm had a cash balance of 25,000 rupees. Alright, so the current asset part is over now. You have to add up all these things. That is the raw materials, then the value of work in progress, then the value of finished goods, then debtors and cash balance. If you add all these up, you get a total of 45 lakh 65,000. So this is the total value of current asset. Now let us move on to the calculation of current liabilities. Now moving to the current liabilities part, we have creditors. Creditors for raw materials. Alright, we consider creditors for supply of raw materials or merely purchase. What do we purchase? We purchase raw materials, right? So when you are calculating the value of creditors, we always take the value of raw materials along with it. Alright, so the value of raw materials was 1,04,000 into 80. 80 was the per unit cost of raw materials. Alright, so 1,04,000 into 80, and the creditors were held for 1 month. Okay, so 1 month means it is equivalent to 4 weeks. That's why I have taken 4 by 52. Alright, so when you calculate this amount, you will get 6,40,000 as the value of creditors. Creditors for raw materials. Alright, now for outstanding wages, the labors per unit cost is considered. Alright, so labors per unit cost was 30. So 1,04,000 into 30 into 1.5 weeks. It was given in the question that the wages were in arrears for 1.5 weeks. Alright, so 1.5 divided by 52, you get 90,000. Then coming to overhead, outstanding overhead cost per unit was 60. So 1,04,000 into 60 into 4 by 12 or 1 month. Alright, so into 4 by 52, you get 4,80,000. When you add all these up, you get a total of 12,10,000, which is a negative figure. That is, you have to subtract this from the total of current asset. So you got a total of 12,10,000 with respect to current liabilities. Now you have to deduct this. Then you will get net working capital, which is 33,55,000. This is the problem. I hope it is clear to all of you. If you have any doubts, please do comment it below. I'll be checking that and clearing all those doubts in my next session. Thank you.